Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be breaking down the big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond, get all types of daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, definitely head over to Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now, let's get right into the market. All right, so welcome back once again, and let's just start with bear bull sentiment. And you can see 52% are bearish here in this market, 17.6 are neutral, and the rest are bullish, just over 30%. Fear and greed index back to 14 reading right now. Extreme fear in this market. We did get that initial bounce yesterday. If you guys saw that stock market update video I made, that face ripper rally came in today, but today another flat to slightly down day. Now, if you look at my screen on a lot of the headlines, Trump already saying that we won the war and everything is fine. There is going to be some sort of a negotiation with Iran, and I hope that's the case because oil again was shooting up, and you can see what market did today. Dow was slightly down even though it turned green for the day, advancing 44.1, declining. So it was almost 50-50. Nasdaq down 0.84%, S&P down 0.37%, and Russell up 0.54%. 11 sectors. Well, again, energy led the way. And look at it's only Tuesday, guys. It's only Tuesday, up almost 4%. And some of these energy stocks, including the energy sector, it just way overbought. Energy led the way. Basic materials was there, industrials, utilities, and then the rest is pretty much red to flat for the day. Stock market map. What do we have here? Well, the big one that is making a headline right now, that's Microsoft. I mean, this thing is down quite a bit. It's in bear market right now. Nvidia flat for the day. Google down today, took a big hit, 3.35%. Netflix 2.61, Meta nearly 2%, Tesla green on the day, Amazon 1.36, Apple flat for the day. But the biggest hit we saw that was coming from CRM. Right here, you can see the software names again getting beat up today, and Microsoft also taking that big drop on Microsoft, making a new low. And that's why I'm actually doing this update. I don't plan on making videos every day, but there is a big update on Microsoft where I think a big bounce could be right around the corner, and we might be putting in an absolute bottom on Microsoft. So I'm going to start with Microsoft. Let's get started. On Microsoft is down 2.68%. Now, a couple things I want to mention, guys. And again, if you're watching my video for the first time, we're not making and covering a stock, not some penny stock, not some SMCI, some junk. This is Microsoft, a market moving, a big stock that actually moves Nasdaq and S&P hand in hand. And when was the last time you see this red line here on your screen? This is the monthly. Again, this is Microsoft. This is the monthly 50 SMA. And you have to go pretty far out to see where we touched it last time here. But then we had this 2022 bear market. What happened? We sold off. Microsoft came down here. We touched it. We had a hammer candle that month. We went higher. I mean, look at the move here. We were down here 212. We went back up to 255, even higher actually to 64. We came back. We put in a double, triple bottom, whatever you want to call it here. And since then, we went higher. Now, last year, we had the tariff, right? Market was selling up. We had a 15-20% correction. Microsoft down here. Did we actually touch the monthly 50 SMA last year in April? No, it was a quick correction, a quick dump off. We went higher, back to all-time highs. $555 a share. That was the brand new all-time high. Double top. Yes, we broke the neckline. It came down, but look at what it's doing right now, guys. It's very rare to see something big, a stock like Microsoft hitting monthly 50 SMA and bouncing off of that. So today I bought more Microsoft shares, of course, some calls, long term, that can can be held for a couple of months, and there were no signs of any bounce today. Even though it had some good news with Nvidia, but it didn't really bounce. Now, one more thing I want to show you guys on this weekly time frame. Look at the RSI, 27. Last time it was down here, it was 28, and you got to go pretty far out to see these types of oversold condition on Microsoft. Daily, what's going on? Same story, 28. You got to go back and you got to go back pretty far to see something like this on a Microsoft. That does not guarantee that this is it, this is the bottom. But what happened to Netflix? If you guys are following my channel, watching my video, what happened? Did we get that big bounce? Netflix came back up to what, 100 to 101, and now we're pulling back a little bit, right? So this one here, even in the short term, getting very, very frothy to the downside over. So look at the lower Bollinger Band here on this daily time frame. We closed well below 378. The stock got absolutely destroyed today. There was no signs of any bounce, no dip buyers stepping in and buying up the dip. Now, is the trend bullish? No. But when you see something like this is when the buyers, people that want to make money, they need to step up and get into position. Does not mean that you go all in, but if you're building a position, especially since let's say 390, 400, and now you're getting even better dip. This is fantastic, fantastic opportunity, guys, and that's why monthly 50 SMA underneath the Bollinger Band, even touching, almost getting down to the monthly lower Bollinger Band, and you're telling me maybe 3 4 months from now on this stock would not be going up, not be trading over 400. Even let's say if it goes to 400, 420, 450, I'm not even targeting all-time highs. And right now people are going to say, oh, this stock is I don't like this chart. As a matter of fact, there's channels out there bigger than mine, way way bigger than mine. They're going to go and look through this chart and say, it does not look really good, I don't like the way it looks, I'm not going to buy it. But this is where I come in. I don't care. It can go down more. This is a buy for me. I bought. I'm gonna buy even more if this thing goes down a little bit more, because buying low and then waiting, and then when it comes back up, selling at a higher price. That's the best thing you can do in this market, especially with big names, big mega cap stocks. And this one with the monthly time frame, what I showed you guys in this video, I don't think anybody's gonna go into that kind of detail, especially on Microsoft. So this is going really, really fantastic on Microsoft, and I think uh, definitely, if you're really serious about trading, you're going to get a big, big move on Microsoft very soon. And so far, I think there is some news that came out. We'll see how that goes. I think there's some news about um, with the war and all that is going on. Right now, the market is up. So Microsoft here, guys, if we can get over 381, we could see a push towards 389, 390, maybe even into 395. To the downside, the next critical support would be down here, that 370 on the monthly scale, which we held today, and then 367. On Apple, stock is absolutely flat on the day. And yes, we do have news from Israel that there has been work that's been done, where we could see a 1 month of ceasefire while the talks goes on, and maybe we get a permanent solution. But one more thing, guys. I mean, yes, market is up right now. It was up even more, but we saw what happened, especially with Trump's comment on Monday. It went up, it came down, so all over the place. But you can see Apple rallying a little bit here after hour, but nothing big, not even taking out today's high, which is almost 255. And this could be somewhat of a double bottom here if this can hold this low down here. So Apple here, we have a support and gap here at 249 to 250. As long as we're above that, watch out for 255 resistance. Over that, you're going to see a push towards that 259 to close the gap. And this is where we can find a lot of resistance on Apple. On Meta, it's down 1.84%, but right now it's up not even 1%. So the news really didn't do much. And you can see, I mean, this thing broke out of this monthly channel right here. And since then, we were actually not able to go back up. We have two gaps on top. We were not able to fill the gap at 614, 615, and forget about this one at 637. So at some point, you're going to see a rally here on Meta as well. Even if we come back up and retest this trend line, there is going to be some sort of a rally that's going to take place on Meta. If you look at my screen, we broke under 600, so 600 needs to break. We need to get over 603, the 5-day moving average, to see a move towards that 614 gap fill reversal. Underneath 600, pretty much closing at the lower band of 590. That gives up. We couldn't go down even more into 580, 581 on Meta. On Google, stock is down 3.28%, so big move to the downside. And you can see we did not even hold. And I was talking about this 292 area for past couple of weeks. We came down and we sliced through it. And you can see we cannot even get over that 292. So tomorrow somehow we got a gap up and go. This one also, we closed below lower Bollinger Band 293.47. So if we come back up, get over 292, perhaps we get to see a move towards that 298 gap, maybe even come up to 300. So watch out for that. I think there is going to be a retest and the gap fill here at some point, so that there could be some opportunities right here on Google. If it stays below 292, things are not going to look good, and we can possibly come down more into like 276, 277 on Google stock. On Tesla stock, it's up 0.5%. And if you look at my screen, we still have a gap at 392. And this downtrend is still active, and we're just chopping in this range. So as long as Tesla is over 375, we could see 392. If we can stay over 392 after filling the gap, watch out for more upside, maybe into like 400s, 412. That could be a possibility. But if this thing gets under 375, looks like we did fill one of those gaps right here, which was at you can see right here at 368, and just under that we do have support at 362. So these are going to be some key zones from 375, 368 to 362 on Tesla to the downside. On Amazon, stock is down 1.38%. So Amazon breaking down from this bear flag pattern. And if this thing is going to stay down underneath 207, there could be more downside. And so far, just consolidating here. We'll see how that works out. But 207 has to hold. We came all the way down to almost 204 last week, and now it's at 207. So 207 holds. Watch out for the gap fill here at 209.51. If we can get over that, 215 is possible here on Amazon. But at this moment, I mean, look at the Bollinger Band. On top, it's at 217, and on bottom at 204. So this thing is just gonna get bigger and bigger, and at some point you're going to see a massive explosion, whether it takes place to the upside or to the downside. But these Bollinger Bands will expand, and you're going to see a bigger move on Amazon. And I hope this thing comes down, because last dip buying trade on Amazon was fantastic. We made a lot of money, and I'm looking forward to that again if this thing comes down and maybe fills the gap here at 195, 194, maybe even comes down a little bit more. That would be really nice dip to buy on Amazon. On AMD, it's up 1.33%, and AMD just won't give up. You can see we came down here, not closing the gap, and we just went back up and now holding over 202. That means one thing, we can fill the gap at 210, and it's almost there after our 207. So watch out for that tomorrow. If we can break free from not only 210, 214.45, then there will be more upside into 220s, and then possibly even higher. To the downside, 202, that's going to be a key zone. Underneath that, flat 200, and then all the way down here at 190. On Nvidia, stock is down 0.25%, and Nvidia just fantastic. I mean, you can see bottom of the channel. I actually bought Nvidia here on Friday, and we took profit on this big rally. 180 calls actually paid on Monday, and today I had some runners, and I added back into those runners at 174, and you can see now it's trading another 1% up after hour. And why actually getting into Nvidia? There is a gap at 180, so I'm not targeting some massive move. I'm not saying that it's gonna go, to all-time highs, but if it comes down and goes right back up to 180 to fill the gap, that's enough money for me right there on Nvidia. So watch out if this thing rises back up tomorrow. 180 is going to be the level to watch because we also have the 20-day, coming down is sitting right here at 181.44. The gap is at 180. So it's going to find a lot of resistance here. But if it clears that, it can go to 184. If it stays below that, watch out for the support at 176.5. Underneath that, all the way down here, possibly at 172 to 170 on Nvidia. Broadcom was down today 1.31%. It's trying to get over this 322. And you can see the 20-day and the 200-day is sitting right there. And we actually broke out of this downtrend, but it's just not going anywhere. It's not happening for Broadcom. So if we can stay over, let's say, 322, that would give Broadcom a chance to move higher, possibly into right here about 330, 331. And then we can talk about more upside. You can see rejection came even today from there and yesterday. So if this thing does not get over 322, watch out for more downside, possibly into 307.82 on Broadcom all the way down here. On Netflix is down 2.63%, so we had a nice pop. Now it's pulling back, and it's within this channel. If this thing actually holds up next couple days, you can see we break this downtrend or this flag type of pattern. It's pretty much flagging, guys. It's as easy as you think. It's just flagging here. It's holding that $90 range right here, 91. And if this thing can break over 94, which we did have that attempt, not completely over 94, but we got really close to it on Monday's session, even today's session, and then we backed off. So 94 breaks and holds, this thing going back up to 100, and this could be another opportunity. If it fills the gap all the way down here around 86, I'm definitely going back in, especially with calls if it's coming down here. But even right here, I think I'm going to start a position here because I think it's going to come up and retest this daily 200 SMA, which is at 108, and there is still plenty of upside on Netflix. So it just presenting another opportunity for a lot of the bulls that are looking to buy the dip on Netflix. That 91 has to hold. If not, we could be pulling back into the 50-day, which is at 87. The gap is at 86. That's going to be the next support. We get over 94, then definitely more upside, 97.3, and then 100. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.